Good afternoon. This is Cindy Conway from the Ohio State SNAP Ed office. This is the second tutorial on how to enter data into the FY14 Ohio SNAP Ed Excel Monthly Report template. The first module dealt with adult programs. The second module will cover teen programs. Teen programs are entered. There are three forms that are used for capturing teen information. The first form is the program log, and it's the same one we use for all of our SNAP Ed programs. The second form is the youth and teen programs demographic form, and then we use for series classes we use the teen retrospective surveys, and the information gets entered into 3 of the 4 tabs in this report template. Program log information gets recorded on the program log tab, and then the teen demographics get reported on this third tab, the youth and teen demographics, and then the teen retrospective data get entered here on the adult demographic behavior and teen behavior data tab. We'll start with the program log, and we're just going to build on the adult program example so that you can see what, at the end of this series of 3 tutorials, you will see what a completed report template might look like for a month's programming that includes adults, teens, and youth. So you will see what we had entered from the first tutorial already appearing. We're going to enter the first information from this program series. Again, for the sake of illustration, it's just going to be a 2 class series. So with this teen group, there was 1 volunteer, the start time was 8:30, the end time was 9:30, and the date was 10/3. Now you'll notice that my dates aren't necessarily in order, and that's okay. When you send the data in, the dates aren't in chronological order. Doesn't matter, because eventually it all gets sorted by date anyway. So you don't need to worry about that when you enter the program information. So you're going to enter the county name, the facilitator's initials, the data source for determining eligibility. In this case is 4 for schools. We looked at the free lunch eligibility data to determine that our school was an eligible delivery site for programs. The audience information is income-based persons eligible for other federal assistance programs, and persons with gross incomes of 130% of the poverty level. These were teens grades 9 to 12, and it's a direct education program for teens. And again, since this is a direct education program, we will fill out the pink columns. There were 20 students who were in this class. The partner agency was Columbus Public Schools, and the actual school was Independence High School. It is a schools category for delivery site, and this was a series, session 1 of 2. We spent 60 minutes at this program. The topic was dairy, and the teaching message was 13 for serve foods with calcium as part of most meals. So I have actually now completed entering the program log information for this first session. Now, the teen demographics are reported at the group level, and they are based off of information from the ODE database. So you will actually, to find this information, the ODE schools data file.xls, it can be found on the FMP website, and you will just open that file. That file has 2 tabs. The first tab will show the eligibility, that at least 50% of the students participate in free and reduced lunch. And the second tab will tell you the demographics of that particular school. It does not break it down by grade, so it is school level data. So we will use the Youth and Teen Demographics tab to input this information. The grade level, the grade level for this particular example, these are 10th graders, so that's grade 10, because that corresponds to 10th grade. The date of this program was 10/3, and the county was Franklin, and the target audience was for teens. Again, this is program log information because, as with the adults, for some analyses it is important that we can match up our demographic characteristics with a particular location. There were 20 individuals who came to this program, and it was delivered at Independence High School. It was a series, session 1 of 2. Now, from looking up the free and reduced lunch eligibility in the ODE schools data file, I determined that for Independence Elementary, the percentage of students who are eligible for free and reduced lunch is 68.61%. And then from the demographics tab of that file, I saw that there were 49% females, 51% males, and then 1% were American Indian, 90% were black, 6% were white, 1% were Asian, and 2% were other. 2% were Hispanic, and 98% were non-Hispanic. So now I have actually entered all the demographic data for this entire class. So for session number 1, I have entered all of the information I need to enter for this program. I would save my file at this point and be done with this session. Now, for the sake of illustration, we are going to now enter the second, or which happens to be in this case, the last program in this series. Looking at the program log, this was, again, we had one volunteer assist. We were there from 8:30 to 9:30 like we were the week before, only now we're a week later. So much of this information is going to be similar to the first time we held the program. This time there were 19 students who showed up. One must have been absent. Columbus Public Schools was our partner, and Independence High School was our delivery site, which is a code 17. It's a series, session 2 of 2. It took 60 minutes. The content was dairy, and the message in this case was drink milk in place of another beverage, which is targeted message 15. And now we have entered all of the program log information for the second session in the series. Now we're going to report the teen demographics. For the last session in the series, you'll actually have 3 forms. You'll have the program log, the demographics form, and then you will employ the retrospective survey for teens. But right now I'm going to go ahead and put in the demographic information. These were 10th graders. The date of this program was 10/10, Franklin County, and it was a teen audience. There were 19 people who came on this particular day. Independence High School. It's a series, session 2 of 2. Now, the free and reduced lunch percentage did not change, and nor did the percentage for all of these demographics. Now, it's important that you make sure that when you are looking up this information, you check that ODE file, because sometimes it will change. ODE updates their database about once a year, usually around December. So it's just important that you realize that the information will change at least, usually just once throughout a fiscal year for SNAP-Ed. So now I've entered all of the demographic information for the second session in the series, and I am done with this tab. And I have a few retrospective surveys from teenagers that I will enter into the adult demographic and behavior and teen behavior data tab. Again, as with the adults, if you had 19 participants but only 10 filled out questionnaires, you're only going to enter in 10 rows of data. You will not need to have 9 additional rows with 99s. So the date of my program at which I collected the retrospective surveys was 10/10, county was Franklin, and this was teens grades 9 to 12. The delivery site was Independence High School. It was a series, session 2 of 2. And again, there doesn't need to be a unique number for each individual. So this happens to be, I'm going to be entering the first participant's questionnaire. So this is participant number 1 for this class. And I'm not going to now enter anything in any of the light blue columns. I do need to enter the participant number in column H, but then I'm going to skip all of these light blue columns, and I'm going to scroll right till I get to the dairy section, which is columns BA through BJ. And you can see that it's important to make sure you have alignment. So you can see that the 8 for row number 8 is highlighted. So I'm going to put my cursor in row 8 and then begin with column BA. And much like with the adult questionnaire, the teen retrospective survey has all of the before questions followed by all of the after questions. So for this first individual, for the served food with calcium as part of most meals, they indicated rarely, so 2. For choose low-fat dairy foods, they chose 1 for never. For drinking milk in place of another beverage, they put 2. Eating foods without added calcium, they put 3. And using fat-free or low-fat milk, yogurt, and cheese, they put 1. And then after coming to the program, they indicated a 4 for serving food with calcium as most meals, a 3 for choosing low-fat dairy foods, a 3 for drinking milk in place of another beverage, 4 for eating foods with added calcium, and 4 for using fat-free or low-fat milk, yogurt, and cheese. So I have finished entering this participant's retrospective data. I do have to come back to the beginning because I have to enter all of this program log information for the next individual. And again, it will auto-populate for the delivery site name. This is participant number 2. And now I'm just going to simply scroll over to the dairy section and continue entering this next person's data. And so their data, their before data were 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. And their after data were 4, 5, 4, 5, and 5. And then I have entered the second person's data. And for the sake of example, I'm only going to enter one more person's data. So we can see, again, at this point it just becomes reiterations of what we've previously done, except now it's the third participant's information. We scroll over to the dairy section, and this person's before responses were 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, and their after responses were 4, 5, 4, 5, 5. Okay, so now I have entered all of the participants' data for this youth or this teen program on dairy. And again, I would just continue to do this for all of the participants who provided a retrospective survey. So this concludes the teen module for entering teen demographic information. You want to make sure that you save your file. It's always a good idea to save it after entering different programs. Again, if you have questions about entering anything into the FY14 Ohio SNAP Ed Excel Monthly Report Template, please contact Cindy Conway at conway.113@osu.edu. Thank you.